You know that feeling when you look up at the night sky and you see the moon and you just feel this sense of wonder? Well, what if you could do more than just look? What if you could literally reach out, pluck it from the sky, and hold it right in your hand? It's a beautiful, almost poetic idea. But today, we're going to see what happens when that dream crashes into the unforgiving laws of our universe.
Our whole exploration today kicks off with this incredible quote. It just perfectly captures that sense of magic, doesn't it? This constant, distant companion to all of humanity, suddenly becoming something so intimate, so personal. It's such a powerful thought, taking the ultimate symbol of the cosmos and making it real, tangible.
And here's where we hit the brakes. Because, as wonderful as that idea sounds, physics has a very different story to tell. And let me tell you, it is a much, much more catastrophic one. So let's put the poetry aside for just a moment and get into the brutal science of what would really go down.
Okay, our first stop on this journey into reality is the single most important rule in this entire thought experiment. You can shrink the moon's size, its physical volume, but you absolutely cannot change its mass. All that rock, all that dust, every single bit of its incredible weight, it all stays.
This right here lays out the central problem, the paradox at the heart of it all. Just look at the numbers for mass. They're exactly the same. We're talking about taking 73 quintillion kilograms of matter and crushing it all down into something the size of a baseball. The result? You'd get an object with gravity so incredibly concentrated, it would defy everything we know.
And this all boils down to one simple concept: density. It's just about how much stuff you can pack into a given space. By shrinking the moon, you'd be creating an object with a density so extreme, it would make the core of our sun look like a fluffy cloud. Seriously.
So, here's the kicker. The crucial point is, you wouldn't actually get to hold the moon. Nope. The instant it reached that impossible density, it would collapse in on itself and become a singularity, a miniature black hole. Your hand, your body, everything nearby would be instantly shredded by its gravity in a process scientists call spaghettification. Yeah, a pretty messy end to a lovely dream.
All right, so you've been turned into cosmic spaghetti. Bummer. But believe it or not, your problems are just getting started. Let's pull back to the bigger picture and see how just removing the moon from its orbit would set off a planetary catastrophe. The consequences would literally ripple across the entire globe.
The most immediate thing we'd all notice is what happens to our oceans. The moon's gravitational pull is basically the giant engine that drives the tides, creating this beautiful rhythm of life for countless ecosystems along our coasts. Without the moon, that engine would just shut off. The oceans would become eerily still, almost stagnant.
And this is where the truly terrifying chain reaction begins. It's just a cascade of failures, one after another. First, the tides stop, which would trigger mass extinctions all along our shorelines. But that's just the opening act. The next domino to fall is the stability of our entire planet.
You see, the moon acts as a kind of gravitational anchor for us, keeping Earth spinning on a nice stable axis. That 23.5-degree tilt, that's the reason we have predictable seasons. Without the moon holding us in place, the Earth would start to wobble, violently. Some parts of the planet might get thrown into a permanent, scorching hot summer, while others would be plunged into a frozen, endless winter. Our world as we know it would just be gone.
Okay, so the planet is a physical wreck. It's a total disaster. But beyond all the geological and ecological chaos, what would we lose as a people? What part of our collective human soul would be ripped out right along with the moon?
The thing is, the moon has never been just a rock in the sky, has it? It's a fundamental part of the human experience. It was our very first calendar, our guide in the darkness, the muse for countless stories and poems, and the inspiration that drove us to explore the stars.
Just stop and think about that for a second. Every single human being who has ever lived on every continent in every single era of history could look up at the night sky and see that same moon. It is, without a doubt, the most universal shared experience in all of human history. To lose it would be like erasing a landmark from our collective mind. So after all this doom and gloom, this catastrophic thought experiment, where does it leave us? Well, it actually brings us to a place of really profound appreciation, because by imagining the moon's absence, we can finally begin to understand its true importance.
And this is the real takeaway, isn't it? The moon's value isn't in its potential to be held or owned. Its real value is in its perfect, stable, reliable distance. It's just far enough away to keep our planet steady, but just close enough to fill our sky and spark our imaginations.
That delicate balance is what makes life on Earth, well, possible.
And that's really the question we're left with. That desire to possess something beautiful can sometimes blind us to the fact that its true beauty comes from its freedom, its distance, and its place in a much, much bigger system. Maybe some of the greatest things in the universe aren't meant to be held at all, but simply to be witnessed.